And today I'm driving a 1993 Ford F-250. Up front is a 7.5 liter V8 that is gasoline powered, and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Brothers and sisters, I am super excited to be driving this here F-250 for a couple of different reasons. First of all, it is a gasoline engine. The more common F-250 came with the 7.3 liter diesel, the 7.3, the beloved diesel engine for diesel enthusiasts, but not this one. This comes with a 7.5 liter, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. The second reason, if you can't tell, that I'm super excited to be driving this motor vehicle is the fact that this is trucking. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real life trucking. This truck is for an honest day's work and nothing more. Now, before we get on to the rest of the video, if you guys are interested in selling your car, please click the link in the description below. Cashforcars.com will buy your car with a salvage title, good title, running, non-running, whatever it is. Please go support the channel by clicking the link in the description below. You can get a fast and easy quote for free, and they will pick up your vehicle in less than 24 hours. But let's get back to that 7.5 liter V8. Well, it's a 460 cubic inch motor, and it's one of the larger motors that Ford offered. Now, the 7.5 liter, where have we seen that here on the channel before? Well, actually, in the 1978 Lincoln Town Car I reviewed a few months ago. Same engine, however, this one is actually fuel injected. Makes like some 250 horsepower, something like that. I'll put it up on the screen when I find it. Ooh! Hoo-wee! She's bucking. I just got on the brakes and that was not fun. But anyway, that 7.5 liter, the 460 from Ford, they've been using forever, especially in the F-Series pickup trucks, and it is a solid boat anchor of an engine. It's lumpy, it's throaty, but it gets the job done. Somehow, I think it's the only engine in existence to have smoked a pack of Marlboro Reds its entire life. I don't know how an inanimate object did that, but it did. It doesn't seem particularly happy to be alive or to be moving or to exist. But you know what? Neither do most people my generation. So, whatevs. This is an acceleration test. Yeah! Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual transmission. Well, I say it's a 5-speed, it's really a 3-speed with a low gear and an overdrive. So when I'm coming up to a stop, just like this one, I actually have yet to use first gear in this truck. It's what they call a granny gear, and it's super, super short. So for city driving, like me city folk, you're not really gonna be using first gear all that much. And 5th gear, the top gear, is really just for highway cruising. That being said, the actual shifting feels great. The clutch is heavy, but it's not hard to use. It has great engagement, nice and smooth on the engagements. And the shifter, luckily this one has just over 83,000 miles. I'm actually about to cross over it. And the bushings feel great. The linkages all feel great in this tall, long shifter. Now, do I have to partially row a boat in order to get it into the next gear? Yeah, it doesn't quite have a short throw in it, but it's an F-250, baby. You don't need that. Last but not least, this is 4-wheel drive, and we'll talk about how to select that a little bit later on. So let's talk about the interior of the F-250. Well, in front of me, I have a bunch of typical Ford gauges. On the left is my oil pressure, battery voltage, coolant temperature, and fuel. Then in the center, I get a speedometer, and on the right, I do have a tachometer. However, from the factory, this truck did not come with a tachometer. Yes, it is a manual transmission truck, but because it was a more basic truck, it actually didn't come with the tach. Matt, the owner of this, actually found a gauge cluster from another F-250 that did have a tach, and he swapped it in. It just bolted right up. And the nice thing is that he only swapped in the tach. The odometer and speedometer are the stock ones, so that is the tried and true mileage of this truck. On the steering wheel, I don't have anything. I don't even have an airbag. And to the left of me, I have my headlight switch, and that's it. On the door, I have my crank window, and I do have a smoker's window, so I can sort of tilt out part of the window here, which is really, really nice. It gives you a little bit of a breeze without fully opening your window. And I like this, and I miss that on newer cars. Newer cars don't get this. And I just watched this truck roll over 83,000 with my own two eyes. That was really special. Moving into the center, the funny thing about the outside of the gauges is because this is an F-250XL, which is pretty much a base model F-250. This is meant for farm use, which is actually what this truck spent its life doing. But on the outside of the gauges, it has like plastic cutouts like there should be things, but there's definitely no features here. In the center, this is actually surprisingly the stock F-250 radio from '93. Very, very basic, nothing to see here. And down below that, I do have my climate controls, which it's surprising that I even get them in a vehicle like this. Then I have a little pull-out ashtray and a cigarette lighter that is held behind a little door. Then I have the shifter itself, like I said, mounted on the floor-mounted shifter like it should be. And as you're probably noticing on camera, this is actually a BMW 540i shift knob from a V8 BMW. So this is not the factory shift knob, of course. But to the left of the shifter, I do have my four-wheel drive selector. This is what I'm talking about when I drive a modern truck and say I wish I had sort of physical four-wheel drive settings. This is the physical four-wheel drive settings I'm talking about. You actually have to muscle it. You have to stick it into gear. Going with the four-wheel drive system, I do have locking hubs up front, which is very, very nice and very, very useful. The seats are very, very comfortable. I do have bench seats up front. The owner, Matt, put this cool custom center console in. It's not a factory center console. And of course, he put a rug over the seats, but super nice and comfortable. I mean, this is all just late 80s, early 90s Fords. They're super comfortable. They're built really, really well. And this truck was built for a purpose. But speaking of it being built for a purpose, let's talk about the bed. Well, as you'll notice, this is just a metal bed on the back of the truck. Now, this truck was originally ordered from Ford as a cab and chassis. This is actually technically not registered as a pickup truck. This is a utility vehicle. And so the point of that being is that this was bought by a farmer and he slapped whatever bed he needed on the back. So this particular one has some diamond plating, some storage around it, a mount for a fifth wheel and things like that. But whatever F-250 you're going to buy or you own will probably have something different if it doesn't have the standard bed from Ford. Now we got to talk about the rest of the looks besides the bed. And this has to be one of my favorite body styles from Ford. It's known as the OBS. And I don't know, I think this is just, it's a very handsome, very manly looking truck. Sure, it's seen better days, maybe, but this also lived its life out on a Montana farm. This truck was used for a purpose and it was used hard. And that's the whole idea of these old OBS pickup trucks, is that, like I said earlier, this is when true trucking was a thing. Man, I am getting a leg workout. I'm getting a little arm workout, shifting through, rowing through these gears. This truck keeps me on my toes. It rides like a brick on square wheels. Everything jitters and rattles and shakes. It reminds me that I'm on the job. There ain't no rest for the wicked in this truck. And the reason I bring that up is because let's take a look at the GMC Sierra 2500 that I reviewed not too long ago. That thing had air-conditioned seats. It had a rear view mirror that turned into a camera. You could adjust the tailgate 6 different ways. This truck, there's no nannies. There's no help. It's honest. It's brutal. It's in your face. It's about getting the job done so you can go home and crack a cold one on the couch. That's this truck's only goal. And that's why I love this thing so much. That's why I love these older trucks. They can do anything you want. They can be anything you want. And they're just gonna get the job done. I don't know why, but while driving this, the only thing I can think of is the Smokey and the Bandit theme song. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Watch old Bandit run down and down. Oh, brothers and sisters, I tell you what, this is one solid truck. And yeah, it's ugly. It's real ugly. But you know what? This thing's gonna start up every morning. And the morning after that. And the morning after that. It's gonna be there for you. It's here for a good time and a long time. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, huge thank you to Matt for letting me take out his newly acquired F-250. This thing is just a hoot to drive. I mean, Matt's very into BMWs. He's had way too many to count. And the fact that he dailies this is just absolutely hilarious to me. But I get it. It's fun when you don't just shift into fifth gear on accident. Oh, man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.